Good morning, everyone. Welcome to government class this morning. How was your weekend? I hope your weekend was splendid. Okay, be seated. I hope you are ready for today's class. Okay, I can see the excitement in you. Get your writing materials ready. Your books, your pens, and your jotters. The topic before us this morning is Local Government Administration 2. Local Government Administration 2. Before we go further in this topic, as usual, I would like you and I to examine the learning objectives. That is what you should know at the end of this lesson. Learning objectives. Number 1, you should be able to identify systems of local government. That one, the first one, you should be able to identify the French system of local government. Second one, you should be able to state the British system of local government. Third one, you should be able to highlight the Nigerian system of local government. The following one, you should be able to give the features of the 1976 local government reforms. And the last one, you should be able to suggest solutions to the problems of local government. Suggest solutions to the problems of local government. Now, in the part 1 of this topic, we've been able to define what local government is. We've been able to discuss about the functions of the local government. Now, let us go straight to the systems of local government. But the first system we are considering this morning is the French system of local government. The French system of local government. When we talk of French system, we are talking about the country that we call France. How French people organized their own local government system. Under this system, French system of local government is closely linked to the central government. That is their own local government. Very, closely linked to the central government in France. Local government is subordinate to the central government. It is part of the central government. All services performed for the people are regarded as state services. State services, and there is no need to separate central from local services. So you can see the link between the central government in France and the local government setting. So they say all services they performed within their own local government administration, they are regarded as state services, and there is no need to separate one from another. The representative of the state at the local level is known as prefect. What did I say? The representative of the state at the local level. That is, those that are representing the state at the local level, they call them prefect. Get that at the back of your mind. That person is not the democratically elected local council. Is not that person, and not the democratically elected local council is responsible for providing local service. That prefect and the democratically elected local council, both of them are not responsible for providing local services. And the mayor of the local council is under the supervision of the prefect. That is the person, that is the person, that the head of the local council is under the supervision of that prefect, who happen to be the representative of the state at the local level. Having said that, we are going to consider another system, which is called the British system of local government. There are differences in this system. We have differences in this system compared to that of a French system. In Britain, local councils are more than mere representative bodies. That is, they do not see the local council as just a mere representative bodies, but they are also strong. They are also strong. They are not just mere representative bodies, but they are also strong. Not only that, they are independent and democratic bodies. That is, under democracy, you know, they can function as legitimate bodies. They are made up of elected councillors. That is, councillors that will look into, you know, that will look into what is going on in their environments. They are elected, and the council also elects its chairman, the person who is going to head that local council. There are many types of local authorities in Britain. Many types. Unlike France, where there is only one kind, which is called commune. France has just only one kind. They call it commune. Whereas in the British system, they have different types. What are these types? We have under British. They are borough, county, municipal borough, and urban or rural district. That is, this 1, 2, 3, and 4. Borough, county, municipal borough, urban or rural district. Who can remind us of what I've just mentioned now? How many types do we have under British? Borough, yes. County, yes. Municipal borough, yes. Urban or rural district, correct. This means that it is possible to have more than one local authority providing different services in one area at the same time. That is, you can have more than one local authority providing different services in one area at the same time. This is what is called a multi-tier system of local government. When we have more local authority providing different services in one area at the same, like for example now, let's look at our environment now. Let us assume we have 4 local authority or local governments, councils, providing services in one locality. That is, one may be providing, parking of refugees. Another one may be providing water. Another one may be, looking into market matters. Another one may be looking into chieftaincy issues in that locality. That's what they are talking about there. Apart from councillors, each local government has permanent staff. Apart from elected chairman, elected councillors working together, they also have a permanent staff, such as engineers, accountants, public health officers, administrators, etc., who carry out the decisions of the council. That is the reason why Britain or British type of local system far different from that of a French system. Having said that, let's now look at our own system of local government, the Nigerian system of local government. Today in Nigeria, there is what is called a single tier system of local government. Single tier. What does that mean? This means that only one local authority provides services and is in charge of a given area. That is, one local government per a given area providing services, not just one, services, and is in charge of a particular area. So another local government cannot just come in to interfere to what they are doing. That one will maintain or look into what is happening in his own area. Councillors are popularly elected to the local government, and that is, they must go through election. Yes, before they can be elected. As from January 1988, it became possible for the chairman of a local government who had been elected by all the citizens of the area to be assisted by a vice chairman. That is, once you have a chairman, there must be a vice chairman who had also been popularly elected with him at the same time. Furthermore, the local government in Nigeria today is expected to be more independent of state and federal governments than before. That is, they should have the autonomy, the autonomous power to perform without the interference of the state and the federal government. They should operate as a independent entity. Let us continue. We want to look at another subtopic: sources of finance of local government. How do they source for fund? How do they get the money to do whatever they want to do? Sources of finance of local government. Number one, allocation from the federal account. There's what we call federation account. Local government receive the bulk of their money from the federation accounts. That is, if monthly money is coming from that account through the federal government. So that's one source of getting money for their operations. Another one is a grant. They receive these grants from both the federal and state governments. However, in most cases, these grants are for specific projects. That grant may be given to them and they will not repay it. Or at times they may be asked to pay back. But that grants must be used for specific what projects, which may be supervised by either the state or the federal who has granted such to the local government. Another way of sourcing for what funds is imposition of levy on the people. That is, the levy may be for a special project meant to improve the welfare of the people. What are those levy? Like a market levy, or the ticket they issue to the market people. You will see Okada riders, NAPEP riders, the transporters, as the union of the of the transporters, as they are issuing their own ticket. There are some tickets being issued to the transporters too from the local government. So just to raise money. Not only that, they also collect what we call rates. There's what we call radio, rates on radio, rates on television, rates on markets, shops, and motor parks, etc. So under that market, we have lock-up shops and key clamp shops. That is, big ones and the small ones. So they have different rates. That's how they generate money, through imposition of levy or collection of rates. Another one is the activities of local government should be politically motivated. That is, government should see politically that local government too, they are what? They are useful. And by motivating them, it will make them to what? To be more efficient, and also to generate revenue to the purse of the federal and the state what? Government. Defaulters or bylaws. What do you call bylaws? Bylaws are those laws made by the local government. For example, use the overhead bridge. If you should violate that simple law, you'll be made to pay a fine or 3 months imprisonment, or both. You will pay the fine and the person will go to prison at the same time. So fines paid by those that have offended the rules and regulations of the local government forms part of what? The local government revenue. Another one, court fines. So if they have charged some of the offenders to court, the fine the court will impose on them also form part of what? Of a means of revenue generation for the local government. Another one, commercial ventures. In recent times, some local governments are involved in commercial ventures like transportation, recreation centers, etc. That one is also, generating money for them. Tenement rates. Local governments are expected to levy rates on privately owned houses or tenements. If your dad is a landlord, you can ask this. Or if you are living in a rented apartment, they normally, levy houses on this, and you have to pay. So from this, local government also what? Generates funds. Now, let's now look at the 1970s local government reforms. This has changed the multiple system of local government councils to a single tier, all-purpose local government. That is, all the local government were made the third tier of government after the central and state government. We have 3 tiers of government: federal, state, and local government. So local government is or local governments are the third tier of government after the central and state governments. What are the features of this 1976 local government reforms? Number one, uniform system of local government. That is, this reform introduced uniform system of local government throughout the country. Another one, federal government involvement. That is, the federal government became directly involved in local government administration. That is, to get themselves involved in the administration of local government. Another one, statutory functions. The local governments were given specific statutory functions to perform under the law. They have their own functions to perform. Another one is a service board or commission. There was the introduction of local government service board commission in all the states. The one that controls local government in Lagos State is at PWD there. PWD. Another one is a single tier. All the local government were made all-purpose single tier local government. That is, one per given area. Grants. Federal and state governments were made to give grants to local governments. Grants are the money federal or state may give to the local government on a specific project. Key committees is another feature. Each council was mandated to have certain key committees like the finance and general purpose committee and any other two committees, just to see to what is going on in that local government, to make sure local government is being run with efficiency. Another one, appointment. There was the appointment of full-time chairmen and supervisory councillors. Full-time appointment. Another one, condition of service. The condition of service of local government staff was unified with that of their counterparts in state and federal civil service. That is, what happens in local government A, the same must happen in local government B. Unified, condition of service. Term of office. The majority of local councillors were to be elected on a 3-year basis. That was, that was how this was stipulated in the reform. They are having 4 years now, but then 3 years basis. Exclusion of traditional rulers. That is, the traditional rulers were excluded from local government councils. So they too, they have given them their own chieftaincy council. So they are no longer part of a local government councils. Traditional /emirate council. The reform brought in the establishment of traditional /emirate councils. That they have their own council of obas. Council of obas, separately from the local council. Let's now look at the problems of local government. There are problems. What are those problems? One, shortage of trained personnel. That is, some of our local government, they are short of trained and experienced personnel, and this has been affecting the efficiency of the local government. Another one, acute shortage of funds. Most local governments do not have enough funds to operate. Political interference. Political leaders have at different times interfered with the activities of local governments. Bribery and corruption is another one, another problem. Some officials demand and even take bribe before performing their normal functions. Diversion of public funds. Some officials involved in revenue collection for the local government embezzle part of those funds for their own selfish purpose or purposes. Another one, granting of undue favour. That is, some local government officials use their positions to give undue favour to their friends, e.g. in their award of contracts. They might not be expert in that contract, but they will just give it so that they can also get their own percentage from the money they will realize from the contract. Tribalism, nepotism, and favoritism is another problem. These are mainly observed in the areas of appointment, transfer, discipline, and promotion of staffs. Political victimization. Most local governments are victimized politically and frustrated, especially if they are not in the good books of the ruling party. So they do victimize them. They are not in support of the ruling party. Low incentive. The incentive of the local government staff are very, very, very low, and this has given birth to poor attitude to work of the staff. What are the solutions to the problems of local government? Number one, there should be improvement on method of revenue generation. They need to overhaul that method. Honest and capable hands should be used in the collection of rates and other levies for the local government. In-service training is another solution. Most of the workers should be given the opportunity to further their training in local government administration. They can engage in on-the-job training for that. Auditing. This should be done regularly in order to enhance efficient and sound financial management. There should be auditors, trusted ones, to handle this. They should go into more commercial ventures in order to improve on their financial base, not only relying on money from the federation account. The government should increase the allocation from federation accounts to local governments to boost their financial base. Government should try to overhaul it to increase it. They should provision of enough fund for the local governments. This will also help them in the infrastructural facilities like roads, library, services, and electricity. Tribalism, nepotism, and favoritism should be discouraged entirely in the local government administration. Now, to read further for more comprehensive understanding, you can consult these two books: Essential Government for Senior Secondary School by Chris Dibie and the New Approach Government for Senior Secondary Schools by Oyediran, for further understanding. Now the assignment. When you are coming to the next class, make sure you submit this assignment. Number one, discuss 5 functions performed by local government. 2, explain 5 problems of local government. 3, explain the solution to the problems of local government. And last one, highlight features of 1976 local government reforms. This where we are going to end the lesson for today. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.